I'm Rishi Barran, and I'll bring you the story of Juan Dixon's return to the place that inspired him to become a shooting star. Enter 4 highly touted freshmen plus JUCO transfer Jamar Smith, and what you get is a group with a lot of talent, but a group that has yet to be tested.
Rough start against Notre Dame and Florida State, plenty of weaknesses exposed, but since then things have really picked up.
After spending months in the hospital and losing lots of weight, it's only natural that Snelson would decide to spend tonight at one of his favorite restaurants.
The Terrapin men's soccer team is just 1 win away from going to a Final Four of its own, and while none of the players has ever completed the last leg of the College Cup, one Terp has been to the promised land, and he wants nothing more than to return.
Head coach Sasho Surofsky surveys his team, knowing it's something special. The men's soccer squad already has 19 wins and an ACC title underfoot. With a win Sunday over Connecticut, Surofsky's Terps will be headed to the Final Four.
Sasho Surofsky took the Terps to the Final Four in 1998, but they haven't been back since. After a couple of tough years with injuries, though, this year there's a young group hungry for a championship.
It's been really gratifying to be able to come back and to really put ourselves back among the elite in the country.
Connecticut kept Maryland out of the net with a 2-0 Husky win back in October. But since then, the Terrapins have rolled to win 9 of 10. Now they get another chance at UConn on their home field. For their coach, an opportunity to go back to a place that's harder to reach than it seems.
You get there the first time, you think you're going to come back every time, and it's a real tough grind to get back there. It's a very, very special moment.
This ACC championship team has no seniors, but leadership hasn't been a problem. The talented group has bonded under the guidance of Surofsky.
We're all out here having fun, and we're all close.
And as much as each player will individually enjoy it if the Terps are able to advance, a part of their celebration will be saved for the man who practices with them every day.
So happy for him. We know for him especially it's been tough, and he's always talking about how it's his dream to win a national championship, so hopefully we can make that happen for him.
I'd have a hard time probably finding the words to describe it. I've dreamt of it many, many, many times.
The Terps get their second crack at Connecticut Sunday afternoon at 1 on campus at Ludwig Field, and Coach Surofsky says he wants everyone who can to come out and support the team. So bundle up, guys. Head out to Ludwig on Sunday. It'll be a great game.
I'll do that. Thanks, Rishi.
No one is roaming the tennis courts at Bethesda Chevy Chase High School this afternoon. Fear of the sniper has caused game cancellations, kept practices inside, and left athletic officials looking for a balance between recreation and safety.
Out of focus.
We've had snow, we've had 9/11, we've had different things like that, hurricanes and so forth, and we've been able to deal with that and set some precedent. But this is new, and hopefully never again will have to happen.
Tonight was supposed to be the Barons' 4th football home game of the season against Kennedy. However, that game has been postponed, and if it's not made up, it will be the 2nd straight canceled for safety precautions.
The Barron state champion field hockey team has had to adjust to preparing for an outdoor sport indoors. Meanwhile, other teams have found obstacles in sharing space.
It's been really hard to adjust to the fact that now we can't play on our field.
We've had not very productive practices because we have to share the gym with all the other teams.
Students hoping to earn a college scholarship are finding the situation even more difficult, with opportunities to showcase their skills dwindling.
Some people who have been hurt, injured in the beginning of the season, were coming back, and they don't have much tape on them because they haven't played.
With the remainder of the regular season all but lost, county athletic directors are doing their best to keep playoff schedules intact. But Bethesda, Chevy Chase, and other Montgomery County schools seem to be at a distinct disadvantage in state championship competition.
For the state championships, it's going to be hard because the other teams from other counties would have had normal practices, and since we're not being able to have normal practices, we're less prepared.
All student athletes can hope is things will soon get back to normal.
I think everybody's looking forward to it. It's going to be fun to finally get back out there and play.
But for now, the lights remain off, the bleachers empty. Rishi Barran, Maryland Newsline, Bethesda. Saturday began with hopes of Bruce Perry returning to the Terrapin backfield, but it ended with a different running back in the spotlight. 5'8" tailback Chris Downs rushed for a career-high 147 yards and scored in his 4th straight game.
Chris Downs was a heavily recruited tailback out of high school, but he has spent most of his career on the University of Maryland bench. However, after a groin injury to star running back Bruce Perry, he's made the most of his opportunity.
It's kind of an enjoyment for a coach to see a kid who's been in your program for such a long time and not got a lot of playing time, and then comes in and excels.
Teammates say Downs' hard work during practice has paid off on the field, where he's displayed speed, elusive moves, and desire.
Chris made great reads, great cutbacks, and he really made plays when he got the ball.
Downs attributes his tireless work ethic to a structured upbringing as the son of a modest Marine. And keeping with the family tradition, he's always looking to improve.
I could have made a few more better cuts and reads, but for the most part, I did okay.
Even when Perry returns, Coach Ralph Friedgen insists Downs will continue to get playing time because he's earned it. Rishi Barran, Maryland Newsline, College Park.
Here now with sports news and highlights is Rishi Barran.
Yes, Tony and Amanda. In a rematch of last year's national title game, the 9th-ranked Terps looked to remain undefeated last night against number 10 Indiana. Unlike the title game, this one would come down to the last second, literally. We picked things up in the first half. Senior point guard Steve Blake draining the three as he falls down. Terps up 11, but Indiana had the not-so-neutral court advantage and would come back. Tom Coverdale scoops through to cut the lead to 2. Hoosiers would tie it at the line with 7 seconds. Now Coverdale to win it, no good. Ball comes out to Steve Blake, throws up the prayer. You kidding me? Knocks it down. Terps win, right? Wait a second. It's called after the buzzer. To overtime we go. And in overtime, turnovers open the door for the Hoosiers. Marshall Strickland knocking down the jumper, walking through the door and shutting it behind him. Coverdale scored 30. Indiana wins 80-74. On the football field, 3 Terps were named ACC Players of the Week: center Todd White, linebacker E.J. Henderson, and kicker Nick Novak, each honored for their great efforts in Maryland's 32-14 win over Wake Forest on Saturday. The next stop for the Terps, the 2002 Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta on New Year's Eve. Rishi Barran joins us now with sports. Rishi? Thanks, Christian. The thrill of winning the NCAA title has passed, and now it's time for the University of Maryland men's basketball team to get back to business. The Terps will officially open the Comcast Center Sunday with a new team, but the same objective. The 80th season of Maryland basketball tips off in front of a sellout crowd Sunday at 5 as the Terrapins look for a record 85th straight win at home over a non-conference opponent. Second place in the ACC is on the line tomorrow when the Terrapin football team invades Scott Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia to tangle with the Cavaliers. The Terps have won 8 straight but face the biggest surprise in the conference this year, a 7-4 Virginia team coming off an upset victory over NC State last week. A win and a Florida State loss against the Wolfpack would give Maryland a share of the ACC championship.